hitting and biting and pulling on other people or other kids is typical. Children don't have all the words yet to communicate what they want. So, kids who are playing with each other and Johnny takes Charlie's toy and Charlie smacks Johnny in the head and runs away. That's common. As we talked about a long time ago in the sharing video, kids are still learning how to communicate their feelings. And as their vocabulary grows, less and less and less of this hitting and biting and crying and hitting, right, and stomping and all that kind of stuff. That happens less and less. But as kids are learning new vocabulary and developing, we're going to see the hitting and this stuff. It is a normal response. It's a way of communication. So, we hear parents all the time say, Johnny, you have to say sorry to Charlie. Look, he's crying. Say sorry, say sorry. And the child goes, sorry, I'm sorry. And then walks away instead. What did that teach your child? Say you're sorry and everything's better. You and I both know as adults that's not the case most of the time. Usually there needs to be an action along with the word to show another person that, yes, I'm sorry, and let me make it better. That is called empathy. Empathy is a word used to describe how we feel towards a person who is crying or hurt or upset. This could be someone we don't know who we just see on the sidewalk corner that is upset and we feel sorry for them and we want to help them. This could be someone that we hurt on accident. Oh my gosh, they're really upset by that. Let me see if I can fix that. For a child, it's usually something that they either see their friends crying and they run over and they try to give them a hug, or mommy's sad, or the doggy's sick, or something like that, right? But when it happens within them and they smack a child on purpose and they're mad about it, saying I'm sorry is not going to be helpful. They're just going to think, if I say I'm sorry, everything's done, everything's fixed. What do we do instead? Sorry is a blanketed word. We want to help kids understand the action behind feeling empathy. The action behind helping the kids who feel bad feel better. So what does this look like? If a child bites or hits or scratches another child, saying I'm sorry and walking away does not help that child who's mad. Instead, the child who was the hitter needs to help the crying child feel better. How does this work? The hitter sits next to the child that's crying until the child is done crying. Maybe they bring him a flower. Maybe they bring him an ice pack. Maybe they bring him a Band-Aid. Whatever it is, they're sitting with them. I'm sorry, you're hurting. How can I help you feel better? Once the child is done crying, talk about what happened. The adult needs to facilitate this conversation. Remember, a lot of the reasons why kids are hitting and screaming and slapping and biting is because they don't have the words to communicate what they want yet. So, we need to help them communicate. That will teach them, next time this happens, I'm going to use these words to tell you instead of hitting and screaming and biting, right? Okay, so Johnny is sitting with Abby because Johnny hit Abby. Abby's crying. Johnny brought Abby a flower. Johnny brought Abby an ice pack. Johnny and Abby, Johnny's patting Abby on the back because she's sad. Abby's finally done. They've talked about what's happened. They solved the issue. Back to playing. Never to be talked about again. It's over. It's done. Don't bring it up again. Done. We've taught them what to do instead, using words to communicate. Next time Abby is doing something Johnny doesn't want Abby to do, he's going to think twice about hitting Abby. Because what is Johnny going to have to do? He's going to have to sit with Abby a whole time she's mad. Who wants to do that? No kid wants to do that. It's like a time in for him having to take care of this kid that's screaming and crying next to him. He's going to rethink next time. Maybe I should say something or get help from mom or get help from dad instead of hitting her. Because I don't want to have to sit there either. There you go. There was a consequence built into that situation. You're teaching your child to develop empathy. You're teaching them how to help another person feel better. You're teaching them how to acknowledge and understand emotions from other kids, how to recognize how to fix the problem, and how they don't want to do that again. All sorts of things are taught just in that little scenario. I taught preschool guys 24 3-year-olds. We did this on a consistent basis. And pretty soon we didn't have hardly any kids hitting or smacking or biting because they all knew what they would need to sit with them and miss out on recess and miss out on Play-Doh and miss out on circle time. And they didn't want to do that. Instead, they developed empathy. They learned to communicate. They learned to come to us for help. This is so powerful. We're teaching kids the skills of how to resolve conflicts, how to manage their feelings, and to build empathy instead of just saying, I'm sorry. All right, so what do your kids get mad about? Print out the PDF below, fill out the worksheet, everything's there. Hop into the Facebook group. Please come to the Facebook group. We're here to help you. Let me help you figure out a solution to some of these things. This is where we're going to get even deeper into other serious behaviors. We're going to talk about transitions. We're going to talk about discipline. Discipline is different than consequences. Consequences have been to teach. This whole part so far has been about teaching. Next, we're going to talk about transitions, and then we're going to talk about discipline. That's when kids are intentionally hurting, biting, throwing things, putting themselves in danger. Okay? We're going to get there, I promise, but put all these other things in first. Because the more you're consistent with this stuff, the less you have to move to that discipline section. Okay? I'll see you in the next round.